episode of the Nintendo Prime podcast. Johnny, are you ready?
Oh, I'm bored ready. It's 11 o'clock, right? He didn't let me finish. Like, we're going all night. We're going all night. It's 11 o'clock at night. We're going all night.
I didn't want to waste any more time. I'm just like, we gotta get to this. 5 hours. We have so much to talk about. It's crazy. Now, welcome to episode 474 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, one of your hosts, N64, Josh Crawler. What's going on, baby?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
Easy. How are you?
What's going on, G-Skirts?
And Johnny, how's it going?
What's up?
You were on a 5-hour episode, correct?
I was on a 5-hour episode of, I think it's called the Nintendo Byte podcast. It's Nintendo Prime's.
There we go.
Podcast. There was 9 hosts. So if you think 4 is a lot, 9 is. I felt like Hollywood Squares, you know, or the Brady Bunch. Like, we were all lined up.
Square.
Yeah.
All references that people don't get today.
I'm too young to know what Hollywood Squares is, thankfully. So,
what about the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Nope, never.
It was a good time though. I had a lot of fun. I introduced them to the 1-2 switch metric, where if a game doesn't sell more than 1-2 switch, it doesn't get a sequel, and they were flabbergasted. Yeah. Never heard of this metric.
The math holds up, though, Johnny.
Yeah, the math holds up so far. I haven't been wrong.
Great.
Except for JRPGs, because Xenoblade sold less and got a sequel.
A couple times.
Yeah. But only one after 1-2 Switch came out.
True. That's true. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, before we jump too far into this, I just want to give a shout out to everybody here that's hanging out with us live. I see Servant and Cheese Guy and Crimpus and Gaming Lover. So a few other people just lurking as well. So thank you guys for showing up. We're running a little bit late, but that's just the way things are for the time being. And before we go too far, Crawler, where can people connect with you?
Best spots are TikTok and Twitter. Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E.
And Cheesy.
You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Communication Error Podcast, CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
And I see Cryptic is here as well. What's up, buddy? And Johnny, where can people connect with you?
First off, I want to say General Kenobi to Gaming Lover. He said hello there.
There we go.
And it's a very topical way greeting. But I'm Johnny Bo everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and the Communication Error Podcast. And I am streaming on Twitch again, so it's not just a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I played some Star Wars Hunters the other day, and I'll be streaming Mario Kart Friday night.
I love it. I'm getting back into streaming as well. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but was able to jump back into the saddle today and do some races with the community, and it was a really good time. Went live yesterday and just kind of chatted. Didn't do any gaming, but one of the games that kind of helped me out, my uncle came over, and we've been spending a ton of time with family with everything that's been going on. And
can I guess based on your play history on Switch?
Go for it.
Were you guys doing home run derby or just playing baseball games on MLB The Show?
So no, but that's a great guess. That's a really good guess. So because of so much family, I'll backtrack a little further. My sister, who has 5 boys, came over. They're all big baseball fans, and they're all pretty hyper. So I set up my Switch at the dining room table and was able to allow them to do home run derby, where there was literally no way they could fight. When it was their turn, it was their turn based on and if whoever
pitches, and that was it.
Whoever, you get 4 minutes of pitches. So whoever got to move on, And and then their dad was kind of like looking at it like, hey, I want to get in on this. So then he started doing some home run derby. And then later that night, well, if I backtrack even further, my uncle and my brother were up and we actually played some Vampire Survivors, and my brother was like immediately hooked. Like he was like, yo, this is great.
Yes.
And
We're still in that game even without you, Johnny.
Yep. And so I picked up the Contra DLC for that. And then so Sunday, my days have no, I don't even think it was Sunday. My day, like literally, I have not known what day it is for like 2 weeks now. So, Tuesday night, he came over and brought some dinner, and I probably played 5 hours of Vampire Survivors with him. We just did co-op, and then the next day they tweeted out that in co-op your passive items are shared.
I know, I saw that. That's cool.
I was like, oh no, like it would have made our
Well, I gotta
runs
do it again.
so much easier. So, but yeah, jumping into that Contra DLC was super, super fun. I highly recommend picking it up. I was literally just playing catch up. It'd been a while since I jumped into anything, and I hadn't even beat all of the stages yet. So we were just, trying to do the past 30-minute runs or whatever, just to complete stages. I think I only have one stage left to complete. I did the Contra one, and I did one of the Among Us levels. I think there's one in
more than one
between.
Contra one, by the way.
Right. Yeah. I think I still have more stuff to unlock. So, but based on what I can see on my screen currently, I think I have one level left to complete. So, had a great time playing that. And it was just nice playing something that's a little bit brainless, that you kind of just, other than we're just trying to make sure we get the right, like, trying to get the right combos. And then like when you would, get the card that pulls all the items to you, trying to make sure we're standing in the correct place. Because one time we did it and he was playing as Death, and he was technically out of bounds, and it brought all the items right on top of him out of bounds. And so we were like, well, I guess we're not going to be doing the combos we needed for this one. So we learned, and yeah, so that's been fun. A little bit of Paper Mario, which that's fantastic. That game is great, and other than that, it's just mainly been Mario Kart, of course. And I did jump in with the community today. Servant and Jenna were playing some Smash, and so I jumped in and did a little Smash Bros. And I signed up for the North America. Nintendo's got their Northwest.
Is that next week? Early?
It's Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I think I got the email, or the tweet came out on Nintendo Versus today. So you probably still have time, and I think it includes.
I saw stuff in it. The sign up closed on like the 1st or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever Versus tweeted out today, check and see. Maybe it's within. I know it's Northwest. I thought your region was in it, but
I'm Southwest, and so it's earlier.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. So yeah, if you're in the Northwest, there was 2 regions. It was Northwest and maybe Northeast, but I can't. That seems like it. Yeah, the time zones would be funky that way. So I don't know.
They did the South like earlier this week. It was earlier. So Southeast and Southwest earlier.
As of today, there was only like 203 people signed up, which I was like, that's such a low number. Like that's pretty crazy, honestly. So, but other than that, I'll get into what I did a little bit more Mario Kart, but I'll talk about it after the fact. Crawler, what have you been jumping into?
I haven't progressed very far in Mario. Paper Mario is like Nintendo kind of unofficially told me I'm not moving fast enough because the NFTs that I bought today with my platinum points are characters that I haven't met yet. So that tells me that I'm moving at a slower pace than they were expecting us all to move. So I have some work to make up there. I'm in the chapter 3 town. I made it to the town, so I'm making my way through there. But kind of a busy week at work this week, so I've been doing that, and I did stop and watch The Acolyte on Wednesday night, whatever night it came out. Downloaded Hunters on that same day, I think, and came downstairs and played a little bit of that. So played against all the bots for like the first 10 or 12 matches, whatever it takes, and then as soon as you get into what I'm playing here on the gameplay is the rank stuff. That's where it starts to get a little more sweaty, and you actually get some losses under your belt. But yeah, Hunters has been fun. It's if you're watching the B-roll, you'll kind of see it takes what Pokemon Unite kind of does and cranks it up to 11 when it comes to the stuff on the screen for stuff to collect and do and track and all that kind of stuff. It randomly yells at me that I have stuff to collect and I'll go do it, but I have no idea what.
It's a mobile game.
Yes, it's definitely a mobile game. But
also,
the gameplay,
if you're watching the B-roll,
solid.
If you're watching the B-roll, it doesn't look this bad. All right, I know the Switch has terrible graphics, but it doesn't look as bad as the B-roll is showing.
I maybe need to pull up. I guess if I pull up more stuff streaming, it might hurt my buffering. But I kind of want to see what it looks like on the stream, because what I'm seeing, it looks all right. But yeah, I mean, mainly that. I'm trying to think if I've been playing anything. I guess I just updated a bunch of tiles on my Switch, so I don't know. I've been stitching every night still. I got to get my daily puzzles done. I think I'm down to like less than 20 of the puzzles left as I'm going through. So hopefully they get that DLC cooking here pretty soon, and I can have more knitting to do.
I love it. Cheesy, how about you? What you been jumping into?
So I've been playing Paper Mario, but I've been pretty busy, just like Crawler. And I just got out of the woods today, the Bogley Woods. Oh man, that was not fun. Like,
you don't like it?
You don't like
because you're
Pikmin?
dumb?
it is because I'm dumb. Yes, it took me forever to figure out how I was supposed to get all of these. They're called Punies, which are basically just Pikmin, but how to get all these Punies onto the other side where like they can't cross. But you needed them over there, and I couldn't figure it out for the longest time, and then I kind of just figured it out by accident.
Accidentally
Googling,
falling on your keyboard and typing in how to complete chapter 2.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that. But I was pretty mad when I figured out like that's what you had to do, because the whole time I'm trying to like talk about it without spoiling it for other people. It's still pretty early in the game.
Here's the thing. They give you a character.
Yeah,
they did it in the first chapter. Use the character they give you.
Yeah, but like that's not what that character is for.
Yes, it is.
Madame Flurry.
That's literally what that character is for.
No. Madame Flurry, they just show you that she can blow like a gust of wind to like, I don't know,
to blow. It's a
puzzle solving thing.
Yeah, so I was just dumb, and it took me forever to figure it out. I don't know. It was just tedious, I guess. But I do like it, and I just need to get further into it. I just have been busy. But that's mainly what I've been playing. I've played a little bit of Splatoon with the new season that just came out. I finished Animal Well. That was an awesome game. I haven't been on here for like 2 weeks, so I'm a little behind. But yeah, Animal Well, great game. It's a game that
did you finish it, quote unquote, or did you like finish it? Because I've heard there's like a lot of stuff after you beat the game kind of early, but then there's like the real game is behind after you beat the game.
Yeah, so I just beat the game, but there's still like a lot of post game. Yes, I've rolled credits, but there's still a lot of post game for me to do.
Early and easy to like, not easy, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about because you both haven't rolled credits on it, so it must not be that easy.
No, I haven't. No, no. I was building Lego last week. I've been watching shows. I've been playing. I've been sewing. I've been doing my stitches.
Do you think that maybe they'll announce more DLC in the Wholesome Direct?
I mean, they got a whole banner at the bottom that says DLC and takes you to the eShop, and then it says nothing's there. So I hope so.
Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've been playing. Yeah.
Johnny, how about you?
I've been playing non-Nintendo games on the Switch though. I can't wait to see what my Nintendo year in review is, because it's going to be all non-Nintendo games. I still play Balatro every day. I probably do like a run or so a day. I currently have more hours in Balatro than I do in Tears of the Kingdom. So there's that. I love Balatro. Play it. I got back into Cuphead because we were talking about the Cuphead show, and I never actually beat Cuphead, so I wanted to get back into it. But now I put that down, and now I'm just playing Star Wars Hunters, and it's super fun. I actually really like the maps. The maps feel really good. There's one that's like a pod racer or a pod racing area.
They just come flying through the middle.
And pod racers come flying through. It's pretty cool. And there's I think the maps are pretty good. I hope the game remains like alive. I do believe mobile is gonna like keep it alive. And who knows how many people are playing on Switch. And I'm also worried because I checked Twitch the day it came out, and it only had like 300 viewers.
How'd you do in that directory then?
No, I was doing pretty. I was pretty high up because I had like 15, 20 the whole time. But yeah, there was only like 300 viewers, and for a free to play game that is Nintendo Switch exclusive, essentially for console, there are only 300 people were watching it.
Yeah,
like the Nintendo fan base. Like, what are you doing?
They also took forever to just have this game come out. I still can't believe they missed Star Wars Day and Star Wars Month to kind of get this hyped up. I guess it came out coinciding with a Star Wars show, which maybe helped a little bit, but so maybe they've been listening to us and saying, hey, release games when you release a show. But it's different eras.
But they were a month late on this one. Like, they should have released it on May 4th. Like, what are you doing? But Servant in the chat says the microtransactions everywhere will help hunters stay active. And I will say, I bought the battle pass already. So did Crawler.
Did you buy the premium or did you buy the regular one?
No, I got the regular. I bought the Jedi guy. That was like another $10. And I'm about to buy the Ewok outfit skin because it looks really cool.
All the hunters like eventually.
It takes forever. I don't want to do that.
They do have him kind of hide down the list. How many times do you get to try them out? I haven't done any of them yet to like try out.
Oh, I haven't tried them. So I just been playing there's a mode where it's like random hunters, and you could play hunters that are not.
Yeah, I need to try that.
Unlocked yet. But yeah, free-to-play games are the death of me. That's why Nintendo needs to release like a free-to-play Mario Kart, because I will keep that thing alive single-handedly. I will buy all the skins, all the carts, all the characters. I buy it all.
They also like shove a purchase in your face when you log in.
Yeah, what is that about?
Buy this, and it's like only this many gems or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'll earn it eventually. Like,
yeah, it is definitely. It had like the menus. The menus are terrible. It is a mobile game. Like, you tell it's a mobile game.
Yeah,
because I gotta
make sure William's account is locked down, that he can't buy any. Like, he downloaded it today and started playing, but I gotta make sure that's locked down. So the last like 2 months, so I've been playing Fortnite too, I guess, is another thing I've been playing, but so last 2 months he's been giving me some of his money for crew or whatever, and like one of the first month I went through it and
you make your son pay for it.
Yeah, make him pay. I'm paying for my own. He can. I gave him enough money. Like, I bought him
teaching him responsibility.
Yeah. But I bought him a battle pass once upon a time, however long ago, and like he knew that he had to kind of save the V-Bucks to buy the next battle pass if he wanted to do it. And like I would gift him, like when Star Wars skins would come out, I would let him pick like one or two of the, like between like the 2 or 3 skins, I would let him pick one and I would buy him usually the bundle. So like I think he has the Han Solo and Leia bundle or whatever, and he has the Luke Dagobah bundle, like all that stuff. I'm buying him stuff for there. But like now it's he wants to do the crew because he liked the Ares reward that was like last month or whatever with the battle pass and stuff. And so he's been giving me enough, like the $13 or whatever a month. So I did it initially through like PlayStation. I had to go into my account and like add funds for him to do it, but I don't think it like auto renewed. So I had to like go into, I have an Epic account for him. So I had to like go into his Epic account. I added my credit card, I think. And then like, you can't do an Epic purchase on a third party platform. Like, so I had to log out of my Epic Game Store on my PC, sign in as him, and boot up Fortnite, buy the crew through my PC. So like auto renew on the credit card I have set up on his account. And I think because it's like a kid account, it like sent me an email to approve it or whatever or something. And so now it's there, but like, what a process! I think it's more like buy your kid crew if you're not a gamer as well, and it's probably a little bit easier.
This one's like click on the get now, then it'll take you to the eShop, and then you'll buy the stuff on the eShop.
Oh, is that how it does it?
Yeah, like I bought gems. I mean, I didn't buy gems, but if I were to have bought gems, it would take you to the eShop. No, I actually. All right, my theory with free to play, I probably go overboard, but my theory with free to play games is if I'm enjoying the game, like I don't mind spending money on it.
Yeah, I put in I play Clash Royale on my phone, like that's my like one kind of mobile game that I play, and so about every month they have a new kind of battle pass that gets you a decent amount of gold and a decent amount of like cosmetic stuff and just other stuff, but like it's a game I've enjoyed for a while, so I put in the $11 every month or whatever to kind of I feel like I get a return on it. But it's like, yeah, if it's a free to play game and you're enjoying it and it has something that you want to take advantage of, like throw in some money. But sometimes it just seems like they're standing there with their hand out a little too much sometimes.
I do think that this Star Wars Hunters is a pretty good like free to play. Like you could probably play. You can unlock every character with the free to play. You don't have to buy anything except for I guess the Mandalorian you do have to buy.
Is that locked behind? Is that?
I think it's locked behind the battle pass,
okay.
At least for now. But yeah, you don't have to spend any money. You can unlock pretty much every character. There's a ton of challenges. Like I think it's pretty good balance for people that just want to try to play for free.
And as you like play a character, you get like specific upgrade. Like your character gets better for you. Like it rewards you for playing.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like balanced?
I think it's kind of stair-steppy on how it like improves your like it like the one I'm working on Diego here, the character I'm playing, like now after I've played a couple matches with him, it's like his grapple has like 2 extra meters of range, but like some of the ones that have like a boost after you do something for a little bit longer of a time, maybe that's a little unbalanced. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how like increasing your passives or whatever, like if that's really balanced. But I get wrecked in the ranked mode, but I do pretty good in casual.
Yeah, casual, playing bots.
We squatted up like on stream. We squatted up, and I think we were playing against other squads, and we just got completely obliterated.
Which why can I not just have it look at my Switch friends list and find you? Like I was trying to look. First off, you had to play to like level 6
it's because it's probably it probably has like cross progression with the mobile stuff.
But still, like
so it's probably like an overall account.
Yeah, that's a miss though. I feel like.
Does it have gyro?
I I
have
don't
not
know.
checked.
I haven't tried.
No fall damage. I tried that one out.
It's pretty. It's better than I was expecting. I would say it's better than I was expecting.
For being in development hell for a year, like they were just radio silent on it. Like it came out and it works. The servers didn't like. I played a little bit later in the night on launch day, and you tried to play on what Monday night, like at like midnight, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't available.
But yeah, I mean it seemed to work, but like this was something that was just like randomly not like it was pumped up last year and then just crickets, and then we got
I think it's good that it's only on Switch. Like if this game was on PlayStation and Xbox and PC, like the Switch version would suffer. It would kind of be like
for sure
the Fortnite like the Fortnite. So now it's only mobile and Switch. I think it benefits more for Switch players than having to deal with PC and Xbox and PlayStation.
Well, how many touchscreen only people are you going to end up playing against on Switch while you're using a controller? Like,
I wonder if there's
seen
some
some people
matchmaking.
running into walls, kind of doing. Yeah, I mean, there's probably some.
Well, that was cheesy, probably.
Cryptic's asking, so what is Star Wars Hunters? Is it a hero shooter? Which essentially it is. Right?
Yeah, it's a hero shooter. Like think Overwatch. So there's classes of characters. There's DPS, which is damage. There's tank, and then there's support, which is healer. I think Overwatch has 4 or 5 classes, so there's a little bit less classes. It's a 4v4 arena shooter instead of the 5 or 6. I think Overwatch is 6.
And the arenas are much smaller. And
arenas are small. It's team deathmatch, which is squad brawl, and then there's control, which is like
domination from Call
of Duty. Then there's like King of the Hill. There's a King of the Hill mode.
Is that in that hero shuffle mode, or is that?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a King of the Hill yet.
Well, it's not called King of the Hill. It's called Ultimate Control or something, where it has a moving point.
And it's just 1 point.
It's just 1 point. And then there is like an oddball mode. It's called Trophy Chase, and that is essentially you want to hold the trophy for as long as you can until you hit the score. But mostly you're playing domination and team deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to jump in.
Which is what people
like.
like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's definitely a fun. It's very casual. Like I want to play Paper Mario, but I also don't want to think or read. So this is the game I play instead.
Get it. I get it. Well, this was one of the games that Nintendo showed off last night. They had an event that I was able to join in on, and it was just via Zoom. It was called Dad's Night In, and they just had they had a handful of creators there. Mason from the Nintendo Dads was there, and then a bunch of other creators that I wasn't familiar with, and we got to sit essentially through a presentation from Nintendo, kind of just going almost like a pitch deck, if you will, just kind of going through each of the games. And they did have a couple trivia questions for us, like what item was in the wizard that we hadn't really seen before. It was the Power Glove, just like different. They just had a few different fun little trivia questions throughout the presentation, but we got to see, again, Hunters, Princess Peach, Mario Wonder, Minecraft, specifically the Nintendo like world within Minecraft, and then some more of Luigi's Mansion 2. And then Paper Mario as well.
And then all the NDA stuff that you're not allowed to talk about.
There was no that's the thing. There was no NDA, so it was like but because it was Nintendo, I'm like, are we allowed to even talk about this stuff? Like I flat out asked them, because I'm just like, you don't want to do something that's going to
They're gonna
you
send
know,
the ninjas after you.
yeah, you don't want that, and you don't want to upset them or anything. So, but no, they were totally cool with it. So that's why we're talking about it now. And then afterwards, we all played. They said, let's get together for a friendly game of Mario Kart. And and then
Those two words don't go well with you.
the email they sent me, they're like, we're also pretty sure you're going to win. Like that was in the email prior to starting. And then they are sending out some prizes like a Mario Kart jacket and a mug, and they said some other things, but they didn't say what those things were. So
You got my size, right? Because you already have one.
what's that?
You got my size, right? Because you already have one.
Well, I didn't know at the time. I didn't know all it said was, what is your jacket size? So I was like, well, XL. So I'm like, there's a chance.
Right.
it's the
Motivation.
Yeah. There you go. So the funny thing is with that jacket, I'm like, I literally have them in my cart because I'm like, I'm gonna wear this thing out, and the amount of people that the amount of compliments I get on that Mario Kart jacket, like I think everybody should have one, honestly. So but no, it was a really fun night. We just kind of hung out and raced Mario Kart after the fact, and it was funny because even there were people that, like, I was in third place and just like third lap, like one corner left,
Cheeseland?
and I hit, no, it wasn't Cheeseland. It's I can't think of the name of the course at the top of my head, but it was I believe it was a double dash course. It's in the wave, it's in the booster pack, and I cannot think of the name of it to save my life, but you're on a highway with cars, and that final shortcut has a pipe
Shroom
that's
Ridge or
shooting.
something like that?
Yeah, Shroom Ridge. There you go. And so, I hit that last shortcut where you got to mushroom onto the into the off road, and then you'll jump over a little ravine that has a pipe with air, and then you can jump, and then that. So I was in third place coming up on that, and then jumped over everybody and took first, and they were like, how did you do that? Like, they were literally like baffled, and I'm like, well, there's a cut right there, like you can, so. But it was fun because a lot of them were like, we mainly just played this game casually with our kids, whatever. I'm like, well, now you can go smoke them, don't hold back. So but overall, just a really, really cool experience, and really, really cool people working there, and just excited for future opportunities, and to see what happens. So it was overall really, really, really cool. So we got a Nintendo Direct soon-ish, right?
In June. It's in June.
In June. So we're actually a little concerned. Johnny brought this up. Is like, we may not have a show before. There could be a Direct next week before we even record. So if that's the case, we thought we'd get our predictions in, because I don't need to get another bad review for saying predictions the way I just typically say it when I'm lazy.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Everyone's a critic, Johnny. Everyone's a critic.
yeah. Yeah. Cryptic said time for
They could
Crawler to
suck
start playing Ring Fit again. That's what, to get into the jacket.
So that brings up a good point. I'm scared for this Nintendo Direct. I'm scared.
Oh, because you
Whoa.
got chip
Wait.
chip on your mind?
Because it's not going to be like anything that blows our mind that screws me over. It's not going to be anything crazy. Like,
Kirby-
we're not
Kirby's
seeing,
gonna
we're
come
not
for
seeing
you.
a 3D Mario releasing this year. It's going to be Ring Fit Adventure 2 or like Kirby in the Forgotten Land. No, because I would actually enjoy
No,
that.
I think we're gonna get Robobot if we're gonna get anything from Kirby.
Okay, well that's fine because that's the 3DS.
Yep.
So there's a lot of rumors of a Mario Party game. I'm hoping that's a port.
Well,
Do you
they
think
need,
that-
to, they need to do something just to bolster. What is it? What's one's the better one? Superstars.
Yeah, Superstars.
They
just
need to
needs
add
DLC.
to Superstars.
But why?
And-
They don't know
and-
why.
and
It's
pump-
gonna
you
a
gotta
new
pump
one.
those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this bracket, and they gotta get those numbers up and beat
they can
Super
sell-
Mario Party because that game is a joke and needs to. Is
But
it
they
even
can
on the
sell
top 10
10 million. They can sell 10 million more. They can sell 10 million copies of a different Mario Party by just releasing it.
No, they
They'll
can't.
make
They
way
did a better job with Superstars, and they couldn't beat the original Switch release that they had for it when they messed it up. We're just gonna be
also,
what is it? Mario Party 10, the one in the car. They're just gonna re-release that and just screw it up.
please,
even more.
just re-release. I just need re-releases. I don't need new ones.
I don't
But there
think
is
there's
another.
I think you're safe, Johnny. I don't think there's anything new.
You don't think that there's just like one thing that
Prime.
is new?
Prime.
Mm.
Yeah, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. So
Yeah,
that's a caveat.
That's a safety.
It's the asterisk. There is also rumors of more Switch sports, like Servant said. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, there's all these code names going around, which I think we might talk about Splatoon a little bit later. But there's also Edward that is like related to Richard, which was the Link's Awakening remake. So they're thinking that could be a Zelda remake, like a 2D top-down remake.
Oracle Seasons.
Yeah, Oracle Seasons and
Oracle of Ages.
which I'd be, again, I'd be fine with that. That works.
Do you think Sluggers is coming out?
No,
That would screw Johnny up, right?
Yeah.
If it's new.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting. I don't think we're getting another Mario Sports title until the next console.
And they need to do them better.
I think they know they screwed up and they got to go to the drawing board.
And what is it about that? Like, what is it that made it so bad? I feel like the golf was kind of easy because they didn't have
lack of content.
They didn't have, it's lack of content. That's what it is, I guess. Like, because Strikers is kind of fun. We had kind of some fun when we were all in person in January last year, but like,
We had fun though because we weren't really in control of the game. Like it was just chaos.
yeah.
So like it could have been better if we all knew what we were doing.
If
But
you
the
knew how to
game-
change characters to the one you wanted, like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess my gripe with like golf, I remember, or even tennis, the story mode like allows you to collect new rackets or new clubs and you use them maybe once in the story mode, but then you don't use them again outside of the story mode. So it's like, well, what's the point of this? Like, why do I need to go through getting this club and learning that this is how you serve or this is the way that you use this club to hit the ball?
Yeah, you fight a
But
mirror
then-
in that game too. A mirror.
Yeah.
What was the one on the ship? The ship took me forever. in
Oh, that was blooper.
Is that what it was? That took
Yeah.
forever. I did not. Was that like a 200 return rally or something like that? You had to
I
do?
don't. Yeah, I don't remember. All I remember is that like the computers were so hard, and you couldn't get like a step in front of them because it was like they knew what you were gonna do for your next move.
Yeah.
You guys just got me thinking about like the 3DS version of golf, which we've talked about lots. Like
It's the best.
how we used to have, NPC used to have tournaments, right? Like a weekly tournament where you could play at any time you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
My gut feeling is that because that game sold so poorly, it didn't even break $1 million. I don't even know if it broke $500,000 without having the numbers in front of me. I don't think it did. And maybe just barely over $250,000. Like it was very low numbers. And I'm wondering if the ROI on something like that wasn't there. And that's why they were like, okay, like.
Are you saying the numbers on World Tour were that low?
They were very low. Yeah, they were very low, and it was
so good.
And it was so good. But see, I think that's the issue. I think they invested so much, and it didn't pay off. And then they were like, well, let's mail in these sports titles because they only kind of sell, right? But then I think these ones did sell better, but I'm afraid it may have left a little bit of a bad taste in people's mouth. Like what I don't understand, especially when it comes to like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, those two in particular, they had full on RPGs that you'd play on the Game Boy.
And
Like-
they like half-heartedly did that in Aces, but then everything went downhill after Aces.
Exactly. And Aces was still kind of weak in the RPG
wasn't great.
department.
Yeah.
Although I had fun with it and I was like, it felt like a good formula, and Strikers would have benefited greatly from that. Like they literally relied strictly, they sold Strikers like an arcade game. They were like, it's basically just multiplayer, have at it. And it's like they needed to it needed a little more effort as far as like why am I going to play this alone? What am I going to do to unlock it? Because to just play soccer with these characters without having like the carrot dangling,
It was not great.
it wasn't there, unfortunately. And so Cryptic did grab the numbers for World Tour, 490K. So it was under 500,000.
Wow.
Like
Johnny, that didn't sell more than 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, but so you gotta remember that these metrics don't matter until 1-2 Switch. Like it had to be released after 1-2 Switch.
Okay, but going back to Switch Sports, like, do we want it?
That outsold 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, but if we get a sequel, like what?
Just give me baseball.
Yeah, it's gonna be baseball.
Baseball,
it's gonna be
basketball.
boxing, it's
It's
gonna be
gonna be
all of the
like-
other sports that they
100
left
or
out.
100 pin bowling or like any of the fun stuff.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the good version. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll bring back the 100-pin bowling. Like maybe they'll still have bowling. Because didn't Wii Sports Resort have some of the original sports? Like didn't it have bowling?
Yeah. Yeah, I have bowling.
Yeah, so they could just put the same sports in, do archery, basketball, baseball. What else did Wii Sports Resort have? Frisbee.
Horseback riding, right? Hang
And bring
gliding.
the Wii Play stuff like the cow racing, the duck hunt mode.
Yeah, I mean,
well, but even what you just said, Johnny, like that, the horse racing, the last sports game on the 3DS was a combined sports game.
Oh yeah, sports mix.
Yeah, which had it had amiibo card support. It also had horse racing, soccer, I believe, and golf, baseball.
Cheesy was the resident soccer player on Switch Sports.
yeah, and I love that. Like,
Oh, I forgot
that
I had
was-
soccer.
Yeah, that was the best because it was basically just like Nintendo
It was
Rocket
Rocket
Did they
League.
ever-
It was Rocket League, but as a human.
and
Did
also
they ever
really slow.
release the leg strap support, or did they just forget about that?
It launched
Yeah,
with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if they have sports like that where it does add like a mix to it or add some kind of wackiness, I think that is what could have sold Switch Sports versus them trying to be nostalgic for Wii Sports.
We have to take a break for a second because Uncle Jeeb had to come in and say something to Johnny. So Johnny, you wanna
So
read that out?
tomorrow night, Uncle Jeeb is going down again because he's terrible at Mario Kart. Thinks he's good. He owes me a pinky, and
A pinky.
yeah, that was the bet. The loser has to cut off a pinky.
Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
like,
you thought the one chip challenge was intense.
are you playing Soprano Kart or Mario Kart here? Like,
If you're playing Soprano Kart, you only play it with one hand and you don't even move the joystick. That's a
true.
reference.
I
for
know
only
exactly
people that
what
get
you're
it.
talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. That drove me nuts. I just watched
Yeah.
it recently, and I was like, "You can't play Mario Kart like that, Tony.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a mob boss; it won't work. You can't threaten Mario Kart to play without pressing the A button. There's no way."
I tell Mario what to do. He doesn't tell me what to do. I tell Mario.
Exactly. But so yeah, I would not be surprised to see Nintendo go back to like the drawing board with some of their sports games a little bit, and maybe even look at like doing packs where they're like, hey, we're going to put them all together again. Because if let's just say we'd gotten golf, tennis, and strikers all as a triple pack, I think everybody would agree that was a much better package.
With the same amount of with the same amount of content. Like if we got Aces, Super Rush, and Strikers, whatever it was called,
Yeah.
all together. Like because I think the sports mix on 3DS it was kind of condensed. Like I don't think it was full.
No, they were bite-sized games. They were bite-sized games for sure.
It's kind of similar to the like Mario Party 100, right? Because was that an actual game of Mario Party, or was it just like
I think it was just mini games.
Just
I think
mini
it was
games.
just mini
Mini
games.
games. But the thing with the sports mix is Strikers feels like it was part of sports mix and it was a standalone game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's and the thing with we'll put this to the test, but one of these nights after we do the show, we'll do Strikers, we'll do tennis, and we'll do golf. And we'll just see like really put it to the test of like
People don't like when we play golf.
well, those were the dark times. You know, those were dark times. So but I think what we'll find is the core gameplay is super fun and it's like we can have a great time, but it's the longevity of it. Like it's not the early 2000s anymore, right? Like that Strikers on GameCube, everybody will go back and be like, "Oh, it's so great. It was so fun." There's not so much more to do in that. Like Strikers on Switch, as far as the gameplay and the way they evolved everything, I would say is a better game. But everybody looks at that time period and when the first Strikers came out is like, no, this is like iconic and but I think
it's like rose-colored glasses because
somewhat.
I went back and played Strikers on the Wii before Battle League came out, and there's not a lot of content. There's like the cups.
It's annoying every time you get into those goalie barrage things. That
Yeah.
I don't like that.
But was it enough at the time?
No,
Yeah,
probably not.
Well, there wasn't as much of the internet to go yell.
Right.
That did have online play
on the Wii.
on the Wii, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that much content like at all.
Did it have
I don't
Wii
know if
Speak? Could you yell at people through there?
I don't know. I don't know if you had to unlock. I don't know if you could unlock captains, or if they were all unlocked and you just kind of played with them. I don't remember.
The first time I played Strikers was 2019. And I just remember going, wow, just playing the game by itself, like against somebody on the couch, was super fun. And I think we had a similar experience when we all played Strikers together on the couch. But what they took away from us is the ability to have that couch experience
online.
And that's
because it's limited. I think I don't. Can you?
I don't even know if the four of us can all play one.
I don't think we can. I think Johnny and I could like team up and go play other people online, but we can't just like be in a room like we would be at local and play 2v2 that way.
Which is weird because
Yeah.
like the whole point of the game is that they were selling like the club experience and having your team be a club. But like if you can't get the whole crew together, it's not a club.
Also, the clubs. Oh, that was just a bad setup. I think they did like week-long seasons, which is dumb. Like they should have done a couple month season, and then you could really get your club involved and get all the points and stuff. But if you're only doing it week to week, like nobody wants to do that.
Not the way it was set up. But that being said, will we see sluggers? Will sluggers be the game that gives Johnny the chip? Well, maybe some basketball. You know, will basketball make its way?
Get the Mario
yeah.
3v3 hoops or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a sports title, but I might be wrong. It's gonna be, if I lose, it's gonna be one of those smaller titles that like doesn't nobody cares about.
How about this? How much Mario do we think we're going to see in this direct? Because so far we've seen a lot for this year.
We're seeing 0.
What do you mean we've seen 0?
No, we're seeing 0 this direct. There's not going to be any Mario because they're saving it for the Switch too.
I mean, do we get a hint at anything like a sequel, like a new Mario 3D Adventure coming next year? But not like anything, but just like, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, and they don't even reveal like that it's for Switch.
For Switch family of systems.
I think a Mario cross-gen title would work really well. A lot of
And
people want Metroid Prime, but I don't know.
I'm of the mind that we're already seeing cross-gen titles. Right? And we've even seen it in some of the code.
Because what was it? Was Paper Mario the one that had like an up-res code behind it or something like that? Or was
Yeah.
it
Kind of,
Or
Yeah.
a frame rate. It was frame rate,
yeah.
I think.
So,
All right, so I made a bet with Nintendo Prime on his 5-hour show.
You gonna cut off your hand?
No, it's another one chip challenge.
then you can
If I
play Mario
lose.
Kart.
So I could lose 2 bets in one day, but I doubt it's going to happen.
Just record the B-roll and then you're good.
That's true. But the that bet is we will not see a Captain Toad sequel by the end of the Switch successor's life cycle. So we might not find this out for like 10 years.
You're a terrible person. Like, do you know that?
That-
I can't
didn't
believe
have
you
someone
don't
to
want
Switch.
another Captain
I'm not
Toad.
saying I don't want it. I'm not saying I don't want it. I'm saying it's not going to happen.
If
Yo,
you believed in it, you would want it.
I would say based on the Mario movie alone, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like he was a main character.
Yeah.
But nobody called him Captain Toad. Nobody called him Captain
But he
Toad.
was like that was a subtle nod.
Setting
But
up
he-
to the sequel, bro.
Not only he's gonna get like a Pixar short that's gonna then you're
Ooh.
gonna play the prequel and it'll be the game.
Well, they're just gonna do a Captain Toad Deluxe and add some DLC.
Captain Toad, the movie, the game.
More DLC.
I think so far we've gotten Mario Wonder, Luigi's Mansion, I guess, is coming back. Princess Peach. We got a Mario versus Donkey Kong game. Like the next character is Toad.
Yoshi. Yoshi's Cookie makes a return.
Yeah.
Just a straight puzzle game. That's what Johnny.
If
has to
I
eat the
lose
chip.
because of Kirby or Yoshi, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
What if I mean, what if we see a new Donkey Kong Country?
Do we think Rare has the capacity to be, or was that game?
No, I
Rare?
don't think Rare has the capacity because they don't work
Retro?
for Nintendo.
Or sorry,
Can you imagine if Rare was doing that and that's why Everwild is taking so long?
it started with an R. I was halfway there. It's been a long day already. Does Retro have the bandwidth to like pump that
I mean,
out,
they
or
were working on
do we
something
think
for
that
5
was-
years, right?
Yeah, was it done 5 years ago?
I gladly eat the chip for a Donkey Kong game.
You say that, man.
Joey
but the
picked up what I was
chip-
putting down. Donkey Kong Racing coming back. There we go.
The chip is so bad.
I gladly eat it for that. I'd be hand over fist or whatever, head over heels to eat that chip.
Then I want to see you smiling the whole time while eating that chip because
I'm
you're
gonna be
so
playing the
happy.
game while eating it.
Well, we were talking on Monday at on the communication error about like I want to see like the true Donkey Kong, but with Mushroom Kingdom power-ups like we see in the movie in a game. So like a side-scrolly Donkey Kong that's not Donkey Kong Country, but it's just Donkey Kong palling around with Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom.
New
And
Donkey
getting-
Kong. It's
getting
gonna be
actual
called New
power-up.
Donkey Kong.
New Donkey U Deluxe.
New Donkey Kong World. There we go. I don't know. There hasn't been. Maybe we'll get leaks when they actually announce the direct, but I haven't seen any like actual solid leaks that people.
We just gotta wait
think
for those
are gonna
Google
happen.
employees to watch their unpublished videos and leak it out. How long was that taking place? Was that like for
It was
7
like
years? they were
6
doing that?
years or something, and probably longer.
You want to give a
It's-
little context for those that may not know what you're talking about?
So there was
No,
a
everybody should know
news
about it.
article. There was a news article that came out that said employees at Google that worked at the YouTube division were on the back end of YouTube, going in and watching unpublished or just unreleased videos that they had on their channel, and then leaking that information to third parties for as a leak.
And it was non-intentional.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Realistic prediction is we see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD.
Non-intentional.
I mean, that's I feel like we say that every time, right? And then, so if Mother 3 gets localized, Johnny, is that a new title?
That doesn't count. That doesn't
What do you
count.
mean that doesn't count?
That doesn't count. It's an already released game. That does not count.
Mm,
Chat doesn't count.
They're-
Well, they're
you
never
really-
going to do it, so it
I
doesn't
was saying,
matter.
You really trusted your.
I guess they probably won't call it Mother 3. They'll call it Earthbound 2 or something. So I guess that technically.
Isn't Earthbound 2 on NSO though? Isn't that what that's called?
Well, no, so there's Earthbound Beginnings.
Beginnings. Okay.
He's reading chat right now.
Yeah, I'm reading chat. I
He
don't,
just went dead silent.
I don't
was
think it counts. I don't think it counts.
it doesn't count.
Servants bailing you out there.
Riven says I'd count it. So, I mean, really the thing we know from Nintendo is they said this. They're going to treat the release of the next iteration of the Switch differently than what they've done in the past. There was a quote from a while back, right? That like, so if we're seeing things like Paper Mario getting a boost in frame rate based on code, right? I'm just following this train of thought as if it do they have to completely slow down to announce this next system? Or could this direct be a full-blown regular Switch direct? I mean, what if they want to finish this year out strong, sell the Switch at a discounted price this Christmas with the
Then they need to be completely different than how they are, and they need to come out and say, going forward, this is a forward compatible title, and say acknowledge that the sequel to the follow up to the Switch exists, and that we'll get more details in the future, but know that the games you're buying today, digitally or physically, will be playable and better on the next system, so that it incentivizes people to continue building their library. And we're not going to charge you $1 per title to move them, Johnny.
Just like Xbox with their smart delivery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Xbox is doing it better than PlayStation right now, in regards to that. So like the fact that your save is just there, and you if it's playable on the S or the One or the X, it cloud saves, which Switch has gotten better about cloud saves. I move between a downstairs Switch and an upstairs Switch pretty seamlessly. I just got to make sure I kind of close out of my game if I'm wanting to play the same thing on a different Switch, and the cloud save is already there and done by the time I go to another system. So if they can have it just communicate well and know that whatever title you have physically or digitally, it's going to play nice and it will be better on the next system, I don't see them taking a hit in the holiday. And they could probably right now do better than both Xbox and PlayStation and move a whole bunch more units as well, especially if they discount it finally after 8 years.
I would just be excited if there was a lot of new games. Not because Johnny has to eat a chip, but just because, like, you know, we need it. We need something. I just. My other thought is, if let's say they don't go that route, then I think what we're going to see is, like, I think a sports title is a pretty good guess, because those are kind of like, it seems like support studios that are putting those together, like Camelot, and we know Bandai's got their hands in a lot of different things when it comes to Nintendo, like, and this is a great time for something like. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me throw this question out to you guys. What if this Direct, Mario plus Rabbids, the sequel, was getting announced this year? Like the game that we already got.
Mhm.
If it was getting announced this year and coming out with this wide open window, do you think it would have been a better reception for it?
What did it go against last year?
I mean, was it last year that it came out?
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
So I'd have to look up exactly what, everything that was coming around those times. But even still, even Nintendo themselves were like, this should have waited till our next system, right?
No,
like,
I think they had lightning in a bottle initially. Like, the game was all right, and I feel like the second one was better, but it didn't get hyped up as much. I don't know if it just.
But that's what I'm saying. If it was getting announced at this Direct with virtually, like, as of what we know right now, nothing in its way.
Yeah. Even still, I think there's just more noise around where it was quieter back initially. And that's why it got highlighted so much, is because it was on everyone's top 10 on Switch lists at year one, because there were decent titles, but there wasn't as much. Both those games don't make a Switch top 10 list now.
Yeah, I don't know. I put a tweet out a couple days ago talking about Metroid Prime 4 and how at this point they just need to release it for the next console. And some people were really upset about that one because, like, Nintendo said that it was going to be coming out for Switch, and if it doesn't come out on Switch, then they just have been lying this whole time. But the reason why I said that they should release it for the next console is, like, if this is the year where they don't really have like that exciting of a lineup of games, and then you announce Metroid Prime 4, like, is that good, or does that just kind of seem like we have all of these other games out right now, we're going to put Metroid Prime 4 out there, but like it's not an exciting year, so I don't know. Like, would you find that exciting, or would you think, oh, well, they're just kind of throwing this away, even though this is a project that they've worked on for so long, we know nothing about it, like maybe they don't have a lot of confidence in it?
No, you know how they sell that game? They have 2 and 3 come out in
Well, the Shadow dropped that with the Direct.
that, or like September, October, if they want to make this their November or December game. Those two games come out within a completable window, but still in a hype cycle. And it's like, play these before you get to continue the adventure. And they just need better marketing than what they do. Get away from these Twitter quiet videos that don't get the message out very well, and do it on their bigger stage here in June. I guess a stealth drop would be nice, Johnny, and then maybe Prime 4 comes out in August or September.
I think this would be the good year for Prime 4 to come out, because they don't have anything else. So they could make it their big holiday game that they put all their marketing behind. I think the only way Metroid Prime 4 sells more than the typical Metroid game is if there's nothing around it. So if you release it this holiday, you have 140 million Switches to sell to, or you release it as a launch title and put nothing else at launch until a month or two later, and then that's the only thing people have to buy. Other than that, they're selling the typical 2-3 million. of Metroid games.
I guess it's
but-
possible because, like, what was it? It was the June Direct where we saw Dread, and then it was announced for release in October.
So October 20th, 2022, Servant put in the chat is when Sparks of Hope came out. I just Googled it real quick. And so Sparks of Hope, Persona 5 Royal, Bayonetta 3, and No Man's Sky were all in October. So
Yeah, but
arguably that's like-
what was September, August, what was November, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
just the same month. It's
but even still the same month, like that's it, it's
that's stacked.
maybe third on that list of hype cycle. Like Persona 5 Royal is probably number 1, and then Bayonetta 3, and then Sparks of Hope.
Right.
I mean, and Bayonetta 3 because it came with the collector's edition pack and stuff. Like Nintendo was more behind that than they probably were Sparks of Hope. And No Man's Sky, I mean, it's just
Yeah, well, I mean,
They-
what
they were
released in
improving.
November? Do we know?
I'll look.
What was 22?
It-
The big game.
Overwatch. Oh no, what is this?
I think Nintendo has a chance for this to be a really good Direct. We saw PlayStation State of Play, which didn't really have like a lot. Game Fest is tomorrow, right? Is that when it starts?
Yeah, and Jeff Keighley even said keep your expectations low,
Right. That it's going to be kind of a quiet year.
especially because they put it out on Friday.
Well, because
At
Xbox and
5
PlayStation
p.m.
don't have anything either, and
When's Xbox? Xbox is Sunday, right?
I believe so, yes.
it's so weird this not being around like a central pivot point.
Well, they still are kind of treating this time like the E3 time.
Yeah, but it's
PlayStation
not
was early. Um,
Which I watched that after we talked on Monday, and it was like, yeah, it was kind of forgettable. Astrobot looks
well,
great.
I'm getting the digital deluxe version of Astrobot. All right, I'm paying $100 for that game because I want the freaking Bloodborne skin.
They got you.
So happy about it, you know.
So let me ask you guys, because kind of the response to Sparks of Hope would be like, oh, it's kind of the throwaway game. Is Hunters a throwaway game? Or is Luigi's Mansion 2 kind
Nobody's
of a
talking
throwaway
about
game?
Hunters. Nobody's talking about Hunters.
Hunters is kind of a throw. I mean,
It's a Star. Like, how do you have a Star Wars? How do you have the IP of Star Wars, a brand new Star Wars game, and you drop one tweet about it, and that's all you do?
has Lucasfilm or anybody been tweeting about it too?
I'll be interested to see if we ever get data on that game on the Nintendo Switch. Like Ninjala somehow survives, and that's only on Switch, but that also has like an anime and stuff. But Star Wars is Star Wars, so who knows?
It very well could be. Like, as much as we are all sitting here hoping that like there's something amazing down the pipeline for this year, right? I'm literally like, I think my gut feeling is this: we will see 1 to 2 games that will get us pumped, right? I'm not saying that's a new game necessarily that Johnny has to eat the chip, but I'm saying we're going to see 1 to 2 games that's going to get the community hyped, right? Then we may also it may just be that the Switch 2 was delayed, and we're just dealing with normal like growing pains of the industry. Like, it's, you know, we may see them doing more things like the Nintendo World Championships, which they did show more of that last night. I don't think it's anything that we haven't seen already, but I will say this, that the like 5 to 6 players you can do at one time, I think,
What do you mean?
Like super fun on the couch. Like everybody is trying to get the mushroom
Oh.
first.
In those stupid little
I
tiny
don't have
screens?
5 to 6 people to play with, though.
You gotta
know?
play on like an
I'm
80
by
foot-
myself.
like an 80-inch screen though.
I'm just like I'm only the
I'm
messenger.
coming for you.
I know you are.
Old man
but
shouts
You
at
should have
cloud.
asked them this, Josh. Why isn't it online?
They would have been like, "That's not my department." That's literally the answer I would have been given. That is not my department. We are the marketing department. How can we help you? You know.
So I do think we will see something that we haven't seen yet. But Nintendo did use a remake last year as their November game, their big holiday game. I know we had Wonder, but they put a remake in that holiday slot that they usually reserve for their big release.
Oh, RPG.
So they could put a remake in that slot now, like this year.
I don't think people would complain about playing Sail in the High Seas and Wind Waker over Christmas break.
No. And Servant says, "Is Game Freak gonna have anything?"
No.
Maybe when do they announce their stuff?
I mean, maybe
Like-
they'll show more of ZA or whatever.
ZA.
ZA, bro. Come on.
Is that what Nintendo marketing's been saying?
It's yeah, because I walked up to him and I
It
was
will
like,
always be
"I'm so
ZA.
stoked about Pokemon ZA," and they were like, "ZA."
I'm calling it ZA no matter what. I don't care. It's like Baby Yoda. I will always call Baby Yoda.
I mean, the fact that they didn't show like anything on Pokemon Day, except, I mean, like for this year, it seems
That is
weird.
weird. It is weird.
seems
Like, what
weird
are
if
they
they
doing?
would show stuff like in June, but I mean, there's got to be a like at the very least, red, blue, and yellow, right? Like on.
Oh yeah, if we see red, blue, and yellow, I don't think we're ever going to see it. I mean, they might charge us $10 a pop. Maybe it won't be on the
No.
NSO.
We got
can
5
you-
Mega Man games today. Here's the
Yeah,
thing
we
to
did
keep
get
in
5
mind
Mega Man.
with this that may add to the conversation a little bit is I don't know that they mentioned it in the tweet because I didn't see the tweet, but in the business wire that went out, the email, they keep referencing the 35th anniversary of Game Boy. Like it
Game Boy
keep-
Classic comes out.
it keeps getting brought. Could you imagine a
What
full
would
on
that look like?
an iPhone
Like a little
case
tiny-
and you just
Like an
flip it
iPod
and
Nano.
lay it on
yeah.
the back. Like
They already
iPod
sell
Shuffle.
those from
know.
Well, yeah.
AliExpress
Now they're
or
like,
whatever.
oh, you want to emulate our games, our Game Boy games on your phone? We're just going to release one.
But I mean, look, they've got the Nintendo World Championships 1990. It makes no sense. Like it's not even it's not the 25th anniversary of that. They're just like, hey, we're gonna do this right now. Like
Maybe we get the Wizard 2.
Is it the 40th of Donkey Kong?
movie release that they just have come out.
Is this year the 40th of Donkey Kong, or is that next year?
wasn't Donkey Kong 81?
Well,
Hold on. I'm pretty sure something's 40.
I mean, are you talking country or are you talking just Donkey Kong?
It's Donkey Kong. Country was 90, like in the 90s.
Yeah, Servant says 1981.
Oh, so apparently 21 was the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
They don't.
Maybe
care.
I'm thinking of, maybe I'm not.
We're coming up on the 40th anniversary of Mario. Like Super
Maybe that's
Mario
what I'm-
Brothers.
Maybe that's what
I
I'm
feel like
thinking of.
I feel like we sneezed and it was 30. Like just a little
Oh,
while
bro.
ago, it was Mario 35.
the
Yeah, Super
amount-
Mario, it was Mario 35.
Yo, I have the Wii stuff like from the 25th, right? And then I'm like, oh wait, my Famicom GBA Micro is like from the 20th or the 15th or something.
I
I'm like,
got my
what's
pins right
going
up.
on?
Whoop! I can do this. I got my pins
What if
right
they
up there for
release-
Mario 35?
What if they release a another NSO exclusive game? Does that count?
For you to eat the chip or just for us to
Yeah.
be excited about? I
Is
mean,
Star Fox 2 on NSO?
no.
I think it is.
Is it?
Star Fox 2? I
Oh,
think
maybe it is. I didn't think it was because
I mean,
it's
nobody
on
should
the
have to
SNES
play
Nobody
that.
likes it. Classic
Nobody
for
wants
sure.
to play it. But
Yeah.
I'll boot up Super Nintendo.
But like,
I think it is.
Freaking
is.
Kirby
So-
99 is gonna do me in.
Kirby 99. Well, no, like, but we are getting the NES, World Championships, and it's the 35th of the Game Boy. Like, do you think they could do, like, our minds always go to a Pokemon collection, but could they do a Game Boy collection similar to the 3D All Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
as long as
like-
they don't do
Charges-
it
charges $60 for it?
half-assed as they did 3D with not
With like-
including a game.
Well, they
Yeah, but
just
they-
put the ROM on the cart, on the cart.
But maybe they do some, like, I mean, we've got Game & Watches, right? Like, it would not
Or
be
they
tough for them to
released
do
A
a
Game Boy, the Pikachu. The Pikachu Game Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They released that and have all the games on it.
With a Wi-Fi adapter built in.
It like, do you guys think that they're scrambling right now to fill slots? And that's why, like, I mean, they're filling the $60 price tag of Nintendo, of the NES World Championships, with pins, the gold cart,
I bought it.
right? Like, but the game itself,
In
It's-
Japan, they aren't even doing that. They're giving away. They're including the controllers
Yep.
with it.
yeah, they're getting the controllers, but like, this could very well be like, we could potentially see more things like this. And there's also a very real possibility based on what we saw, and Cryptic mentioned it earlier, and I saw the tweet for it. Silk Song is free to play right now
Mm-hmm.
for Nintendo
yeah,
Switch
yeah.
Online.
No, Hollow Knight. You mean?
Oh yes, yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Hollow Knight.
You're reading too much into it. It's nothing. It means literally nothing.
But only in the UK, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. It was the UK tweet. That's right. So does Nintendo outbid Microsoft and the Game Pass to get Silk Song as a console exclusive?
There's just got to be something, right? Like they told their shareholders that they're going to be selling more Switches during holidays, and I know that's
Well, they're
what
not going to say, "Oh, we're not going to sell any Switches."
Yeah, no, I
And
got
they've been
that.
growing
Like, that's
quarter over quarter still, right? They haven't diminished, right? At
No, I
least
don't
in profit, maybe in console sales, but
Sales
profit they haven't.
sales have started to slow, I believe, from what I was seeing. But the direct could be like, look at the player choice games coming to retailers.
How
Like,
crazy of a holiday would that be if they dropped the price of OLED down to like $275 and the light down to like $150 and the red box down to like $200, and then did players choices for $20 of like all those year one titles, and some
20.
of the
You mean $20 off?
no, like isn't that what players choice used to be? Was
No,
$50? It was a $50 game down to like 20. It was like 20.
$39.99,
No way. Am I thinking Xbox Platinum hits or whatever?
possibly.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. That would mean, even if they took $20 off, that would mean 3 games per voucher, 2 vouchers. They'd have to rework the voucher system
no,
potentially.
they wouldn't. They would just hope people are stupid.
Stop. They'd sell more vouchers though. If you could say, look, we're gonna drop the games to 40.
I'd probably double dip and get rid of some of the physical stuff I got. Well, not
You're
get rid
lying.
of it, but like not get rid of it, but like be able to have it just accessible. I still
For
don't
sure.
have. I still don't have Smash. I have 2 copies of it, but they're both physical. One's the regular box because it had better box art on the inside, and I have the collector's edition. So I have 2 physical Smashes, but I don't have it digitally.
So I've been listening to predictions from a lot of different people, and I'm pretty sure literally none of them have said anything about any new games. Besides Metroid Prime 4. It's like Metroid Prime 4, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. They're thinking of Fire Emblem remake, but nobody thinks there's going to be anything new.
Little faith.
I would say at this point,
what do you think, Cheesy?
I don't know, like it's not going to be like the biggest thing ever, but I just can't see Nintendo not having something new. And Nintendo also likes to go after PlayStation and Xbox. Like they usually have something up their sleeve. And yeah,
They don't have to go after him this year though. They don't have anything.
I know, so like they're kind of already winning. If they have remakes that people love, great. But if they also have new games that people weren't expecting, then that's a home run for them. Like Servant put in the chat, they're expecting to sell 13 million units between April 24 and March of 2025. So they have
It
to
literally
do
means
something.
nothing. It means nothing. Nothing.
That's just a
I
metric
work
to
with
get them
companies
above.
and they always have budgets that they expect to hit, but they never hit them.
Well, and
They're
that's
not going
also
to
a
tell their
metric that would put them-
shareholders.
It would put them above the PlayStation 2 with that metric, wouldn't it? Because we're at like 146 million units right now, right?
141 or so.
Okay. But that
But
would
yeah, I
definitely
mean, I
put them
don't think-
over the 152 mark, which is I think what they have to get, right?
oh, they're going to beat it no problem because Just Dance will continue to release on the Switch for the next 10 years. Looking at
Maybe they're going to release like a special edition. If they release the Metroid Prime special edition, whatever special edition they release, I'm buying it anyway. But if they release a Metroid Prime special edition, oh, I would love that. Even though somebody said there is a Metroid special edition, technically, the white OLED, that is a Metroid Dread edition.
They didn't call it that.
They advertise it together. They marketed it together.
So PlayStation 2 is just under 155 million units. DS is at 154.02 million. And Switch right now is sitting at 141.32 million.
Well, they'll reach it eventually. Like these consoles still sell after the other
I have
successor
people
comes out.
I have people in my chat weekly. I bought a Switch just so I could come play, so I could come race with you guys. Should I get a Switch? Even though, and then someone today was like, "Yo, I dropped my Switch. I gotta get a new one." Like, they're still selling.
So say the 13 million thing is an indication of what they expect to sell because of some game that's coming out. What game would sell 13 million copies or 13 million units of a Switch at this point?
Mario Kart.
Yes. Well, yes.
Animal
They'll never
Crossing.
do that though. Animal Crossing, yes. But they're not going to do that because they have that stupid rule.
Would Wind Waker?
It would not sell 13 million. I don't think it would even sell.
You don't think
I
it would
think-
do like 8? I mean,
So here's the thing about Zelda pre Breath of the Wild. They never sold 10 million.
that's why I'm saying 8. I didn't say 10. How let's see.
There we go. Servant's got the right idea. Zelda Collector's Edition with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess Joy-Con.
Hold on.
Oh geez. 4.43 million is Wind Waker. I
I'm
don't
pretty
even,
sure you're wrong about the partner direct. It was a general direct in June last year. It was not a partner direct.
Who said it was?
Cryptic.
Oh, saying I agree with Cheesy. They announced a proper direct a month earlier when they hardly announced ahead of time and proper direct during the E3 time slot since 2022. Last year was a partner direct.
They had
there was something different about a direct last year. I don't know if it was the June direct though.
It was June direct was regular. It had Pokemon, RPG, Dragon Quest Monsters, Pikmin 4, Mario. I think that's when they announced Mario Wonder. But it wasn't a partner direct, it was a general direct.
But still,
Oh, they had WarioWare.
Cryptic isn't wrong that this this time they did announce the direct a month ahead of time. We
You
usually
see, what do
know-
the people be like? Shut up! We don't want to talk about the Switch 2 yet. That's what that tweet was for.
Do you let
there's-
people ever finish what they're trying to
No,
say?
because you're wrong. You're wrong. You're saying it wrong. So like that tweet was to get people to like shut up about Switch 2.
They don't care about the people. They care about the investors.
Yeah, well, they were
And
getting
I don't
their
mean that in
investors
a
to shut
negative-
up about
and-
Switch 2.
And I mean, yeah, maybe the investors need to hush. Just give us your money and be
investors,
quiet.
Yeah, just be happy with what you get.
Yeah.
There's return on your stuff. We don't need to be crazy return on everything. I
No,
can't find.
You know what my gut feeling
copies.
is, guys? You know what my gut feeling is that we do see Metroid, but it's Samus Returns, the 3DS game making its way over to the Switch.
That's a good game.
I don't know why. I don't know why I have that gut feeling, but I see that as a possible, because I feel like it was a little late in the 3DS.
Ooh. But then this
Yeah,
is
so now
going to
you
be
have
a
a
little
late-
late for the Switch.
Well, if it's not too big of a like, the only reason I don't wonder if I'm thinking about their low hanging fruit, right? And the primes, if you think back to what Nintendo used to do, Prime and Zero Mission and Prime and Fusion came out at the exact same time, right? And so Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate or something, or Generation, somebody can correct me exactly, was essentially the 3DS game with all the, and you could even play with 3DS players in Japan from your Switch. It was cross play, if I remember correctly. So to me, it says it's maybe not that difficult of an ask to get something like that to happen, and we're seeing nothing but low hanging fruit from them everywhere right now. Like, it's like, hey, Nintendo World Championships, we're going to get everybody in their late 30s and early to mid 40s are definitely going to want this because, you know, it's their childhood. We're going to try to push more of the NES controllers, right? So there's more hardware sales right there on top of, like, we know they're going to go bananas for the pins and the gold cart because it, you know,
Because we're all suckers.
because we're all, yeah, I mean, it's like our childhood. Not to mention, but I will say this, like, I'm not trying to sound negative about that. It looked super fun last night. That was actually kind of the highlight of sitting down with Nintendo last night, was seeing people, and I think it's just a trailer that anybody can watch, but the 5 players all, like, I'm like, that's a great living room, like the online, we're gonna have leaderboards and stuff like that, so it still can kind of work, but I don't know, the low hanging fruit for them, like because the delay and stuff's not new to them. They were like, they've had to start figuring out how are we going to start still moving the needle, still bringing in the sales until this system comes out. So, you know, a lot of remakes. I do think my other gut feeling is that we are going to see something new, and it's going to just, Johnny's going to look like the anger from what is it, Inside Out or whatever. Like,
Yeah, blow it up.
he's just
My-
gonna be
my head explodes.
he's gonna be blowing his top from
But here's the thing. It's not like I don't want anything new. Like, it's not that I don't want anything new. It's I don't think anything new is coming.
And there's a lot of stuff.
Unrealistic.
There's a lot of stuff to be excited about that is still a remake and keeps you safe.
Well, not to Johnny. He'll just complain that it's a remake and that we didn't get something new. But then he'll
Well,
go
it
on
is-
Twitter. Then he'll go on Twitter when he actually plays the game and is like, "Oh, you know what? This remake is
All right,
actually
so
really
here's the
good."
thing. Here's the thing. I never said it was going to be bad. I just said that they're releasing too many remakes and remasters, which they are. We had one new game this year, and then the rest is all remakes. Oh, I guess Endless Ocean, but like that doesn't count because it wasn't developed by them.
The math checks out that Wind Waker HD for Switch would sell, and I'm having this. So I'm going to take the number of Switch units sold.
I smell a bet
by the percentage. I'm not going to take this bet, but I'm just giving you the numbers. So 2.35 million copies sold on Wii U, and install base of Wii U is what, 13 million. So 18% of that install base.
Because it's 20 million.
18% of 141 million is like, I did the math, I think it's like 25.5 million. So even take that in half, we're getting like 13 million.
I really want to know,
but I'm not going to take that.
I really want to know the active user base. I know they gave us some BS number in the financials, but I want to know the active. Right? User base, like who still uses their Nintendo Switch 7.5 years in?
Well, and we all have at least 3. Josh and Johnny have more, right? Cheesy, do you have 3 Switches in your house?
Yes, in my house I have 3. Yeah,
okay.
But I still think that's. I don't think that many people do that. I think that's an outlier. So
you have 8.
I have 6.
6, fine. Josh has 12.
But like at most, it would be 40 million, which is still a
to the
lot.
Conversation.
Everything's relevant. We got how many more hours left? We have 3.5 hours left.
3.5 hours to go, guys. Buckle up.
We still haven't talked about Splatoon yet, but
I love what Servant said. Bring everything to the Switch. Stop bringing everything to the Switch.
Just a perfect.
Don't call me out like that.
Impersonation of Johnny.
That was everybody. Everybody was like, "Do it," and then it started going downhill.
Now it's like it's too long. It's been too long.
Yeah,
8 years is a long time.
It's a Kindle with rails on the side of it. That's what it is.
It's a long time.
Well, I mean, we can do we want to keep we're at 90 minutes, so we can wrap unless we really want to dig into
bad.
more.
We should give Cheesy his time because I feel bad
that
I called him out on his wrong opinion. But
Cheesy, you had was it today? Was the TikTok I saw? Was that today you put that out?
Yeah, so there's some pretty exciting Splatoon news. If you are listening to this, like, I don't know if this goes out tomorrow, Big Run will be a thing for the weekend, which is basically just Big Run, but all 3 King Salmonid you will have to fight, and it's at different locations. And then there's also like this new Grisco weapon that they haven't like shared what it is, but it's just something special. So there's that going on. They also announced a Summer Night Splatfest, I think is what it's called. And that's the first Summer Splatfest that we have ever gotten in the series. So pretty cool, especially because like we just had Springfest. So everybody thought that was kind of the end of the special themed Splatfest. But with the new season update, there was a data mine that there is another Splatfest on top of that, codenamed Sand. And at the end of the new season trailer, there's a jellyfish that is like in the desert looking up, and then they just like cut it off. That's the end of the trailer. So they were hinting at something, and people think that means that there's going to be a new venue that Nintendo is going to make for all 3 idol groups to perform on the same stage, and just that would be the final fest.
They need to make a town. They need to make a town under the. Isn't the Eiffel Tower like tipped over out in the desert somewhere?
Yeah.
They
I think it's the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if they've. Yeah.
They should do that. That's what they should do.
Yeah. So there is a Final Fest that probably is going to be announced. And honestly, like, I guess during the Direct, they have to have some kind of Splatoon news because ever since Splatoon 3 released, we've had Splatoon news in a direct. And maybe it's not the most exciting. Maybe it is just talking about a Splatfest. I do think that it's possible that we could see side order amiibo, or at least I would like to see side order amiibo. But I think they'll talk more
like whited out Squid Kid or whatever.
I think it would probably be like Ott, who is in control of the elevator. Maybe the Pearl drone, and then
that would be cool.
I forget his name, but like the overloader, the boss.
The little.
Yeah. What's his name? His name is so good too. Smollett, Smollusk, something like that.
Yes,
yeah, Smollusk. So I don't know. I mean, I would like to see something like that.
Well, they are coming up in 2 years, and
Yeah.
didn't they say that they're only going to support it for 2 years?
Yeah, they did. I imagine to like keep it going until Splatoon 4 is just like rematches of Splatfest. So they'll just do the same thing that we've already done.
Because that's what they did for 2, right?
Yeah,
Leading up to 3.
Yeah. That one was interesting though, because I don't know if they necessarily did it because of just 2020 and they needed people playing something, or if they're just going to do it again. But there has been like code names going around, like Johnny said earlier, and I don't know all of the different code names that is in Nintendo's lineup. But one of the code names that Midori found is Spiral, and they think that that is referring to Splatoon 4. So that's already in development, and
that easily could be a layup. That easily could be a layup within the first like 3 or 4 months on Switch 2. Yeah,
it could be, and I would love it. But I also feel really bad for Animal Crossing fans because they're made by the same team. So I would hope that with the success of both of these series,
the way they make Splatoon games is they just copy all the maps from the last one.
No.
It's a 5-person team over there.
Also,
Cheesy.
yeah, there's no way that one team does both of them because they're like tentpole titles. There's no way that they're just having one team be stuck on one of the titles. Like Animal Crossing's been in development since Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like it's still there
at all. What was the Switch one called?
New Horizons.
I would like to, for the record, I was only making a joke. Cheesy, I do not think Splatoon 3 is
no, it's fine. Everybody does.
1.75.
Everybody does. There are little differences. Again, I don't know. Like with that genre, everybody wants something different, but it's like if the formula works, I don't know how much of it you need to change.
Johnny wants a voting system.
I want a voting system.
Yeah, no, that would be nice.
All you want with Splatoon is to get good at it.
As long as I got the splatter shot, that's all I need.
A voting system would be nice. And I do think that there is some like lore implications with Spiral if that has anything to do with it. But again, like I just hope that Animal Crossing fans, whatever the game is that comes out, is that they're happy with it. I'm an Animal Crossing fan. Like
they're not going to be happy with it. Nobody's ever happy.
Well, Johnny, we all don't live in the world that you live in. Some people are happy and they just appreciate what they get and don't complain about everything.
You can get a KK.
I mean, Animal Crossing fans had the right to complain about New Horizons. All right, they had the right to complain.
Animal Crossing fans do have something to look forward to. Go buy Lego. Like there you go.
Yeah, shut up and buy Lego. Be happy. Don't complain about anything. Like Cheesy says.
Yeah. Last week you guys left Johnny and me by ourselves, and we were talking about the Zelda Lego. I think we fell into a well of like 20-25 minutes of Lego talk.
All right, we got 3 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go.
Johnny, what did you do this weekend? What did you buy and sell this weekend?
This past weekend.
Was it this past weekend? Yeah, it was this past.
I guess it was. It feels like so long ago. Bought Barrador and it sold I made my money back. Actually, I probably made more than my money back because they sold a bunch of stuff. Just like I'm going to sell the Zelda minifigs. If you want to buy the Zelda minifigs for $150, hit me up.
All right. Well, we did it. 5 hours, you guys. Thank you for hanging out. But
Just let it
seriously,
run for 3.5 more hours.
Just
Right.
of the bumper just at the end. We'll just run it over and over and over and over.
just get that gameplay going. We'll just put it on the loop and just have it go.
But
So
hey, let us know in the comments if you like the long show. We have fun, but let us know if you like staring at our ugly mugs for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
or if you want 5-hour episodes. No, I'm only kidding. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate every single one of you so very much. And thank you for listening to the show. And I have had a lot of people ask about the GoFundMe for what's going on with my family. And there is a link in the description if that's something you guys want to help with. So, and just a huge thank you to everybody that has helped already. I really do appreciate it.
Before we go, Josh, Johnny and I talked a little bit just based on the tweet that you had put out. Do you have more details on what you are looking to do every kind of fourth, or like the last weekend every month, or whatever you're looking to do with Monster Hunter?
Yeah. So the fourth Saturday of every month, I want to do a hunt, and we're going to set it up in such a way that like we can do breakout rooms and some people can do world and some people can play PC and whatever. Like, I don't want it to be limited to strictly Switch or, whatever is possible for everybody. But to get in and chat and then just do some hunts. Gavin and I loved hunting. I'm pretty sure there's old episodes of NPC where I had him come on and talk about Monster Hunter and stuff. So I need to try to dig through those and see if I can find them. But it was just a game that was super important to him. And we have so many pictures of us playing like Switch and 3DS and just so many fond memories. I own 2 Wii U's specifically for Monster Hunter so that we could play online together. And so, it just very, very important to us. It's actually been, he passed, and then that week Monster Hunter released so much new stuff with the new game that I would have been sending to him, and it just was like, it was a little bit of a knife in the heart because I know he would have been so excited.
On the mobile game?
No, on the new one.
There was some stuff in the PlayStation Direct, right?
That and then just their Twitter's been going crazy with new videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and if you don't have Monster Hunter, Rise and Sunbreak is on sale like right now. I don't know how long the sale goes for, but it's I think $20 for everything right now. So that's a decent deal if you're new to it or need to pick it up for Switch. It's there and you can join in when we're doing that.
yeah. And the other thing is that I'm working towards and want to see happen is just his gamer tag was Gavin454. And so no matter what your time zone is, if you happen to see 454, check on your friends. Just find out how they're doing. If somebody pops into your mind, friend, family, whatever. I'm typically streaming around that time and I'm just asking my chat, like, how are you guys doing? I might throw in at everyone in the Discord periodically at that time and just kind of just check on people. And he was checked on. I ask my kids, all of them, regularly, how is your headspace? I ask my friends that, like, it's, we ask each other that, like, after the shows and stuff, just seeing how, it's tough out there. So, I'm getting 454 tattooed on my wrist. He had it on his wrist. I have it in the Mario font, and I have his he was a Luigi main in Smash, and so I have the Luigi's hat going to be put underneath the 454. So it's just, I just want to do everything I can to remember him while still hopefully helping others in it, and it's just a way of honoring him. He loved people, it was just his demons got the best of him. And so we have a show coming up. I don't think Crawler knows this yet, but he'll be involved in it, and as well as Brian and I think Servant. And if any of the other guys that have did any gaming with myself and Gavin, hit me up, because I want to just put a show together where we just talk about, like, he was a nut at games like Destiny and Monster Hunter and Fortnite, and he loves Smash. So yeah, just an overall real great kid. So I think we'll end it on that. But I appreciate you guys all so very much, and again, all the kind words, all the support. Like, the community has been huge. Being able to pop into Discord and just I may not say too much. I've kind of just been listening some and talking some. It's just doing normal things feels weird right now, and so it's good to be back here doing this. But the emotions they come in waves, they come and go. So I appreciate everybody. Love you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.